What's up everybody on YouTube? It's your boy Verdugo Vibes here, coming at you again with another video. Welcome to the new year of 2016, and I'm going to hit it off with a bang because everyone has been asking me about this video and I'm going to do it for you guys. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to taper your denim and how to get stacks on your denim. Everyone has been asking me last year about how I got stacks on the blue set of denim that I wore on my common projects. I do get a lot of stacks on it, like for example, it's this set of denim right here from H&M. My abuela did taper them for me, so here it is right there. I get like amazing stacks and everyone asks me, so I'm going to show you guys how to do it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take you to my abuela's house. We're going to go there. You're going to see her and she's going to work her magic on two sets of denim that we have. If you guys have seen my previous pickup video, it is on my my nudies thin fin back to black, the thin fins, and also my Ksubi denim, the Chich jungle fever. So that two set of denim, I will probably only show one because I'll get into all the details afterwards, but one of them is pretty difficult to do, whereas the other one is pretty basic. The first pair of denim is going to be the Ksubi jungle fever in this olive colorway. So from the on body, you guys can probably already tell it does fit okay, like it is pretty skinny, but not enough at the bottom for my liking. You guys can probably already tell that the thighs are relatively tight already, but that is because I've got these in a size smaller. But towards the bottom, there isn't enough stacks, like I said, to my liking, and I prefer it to taper a lot more down the bottom. From measuring the opening at the bottom, it isn't a 6-inch opening, and from this other pair of denim, which is from H&M, this is just under 5. So 1-inch opening isn't that much, but when you compare it to like this fit and the blue denim is a lot. Like you guys will tell when you see the after, like it's ridiculous how much 1 inch or 1.5 inch can change like the whole dynamics of the denim. So the second pair of denim is of course the thin fin back to black, aka wax denim from Nudies. This pair of denim I've been looking for a long time, and I did size down just because they're gonna fit. Because the guy told me that these will stretch like a lot. With regards to that, you guys can probably already tell when I put the on body on that it fits disgusting. Like this is something that if you wear like pirate blacks, you will get flamed on the internet for that shit. That's how bad it is. It does equal to about an 8-inch opening at the bottom, which is not enough. That is way too big. That's boot cut standards for me. The thighs fit fine just because these are a size smaller than what I usually am, and I got these in a size smaller, of course. But the overall fit of the denim is relatively shit just because it is more of a slimmer fit, and it's pretty much not branded towards the skinnier side. So these fit fine for me in the thighs, and they will stretch out a little bit more. But I want to get my grandma to go even more on the taper because these will stretch out a lot. So enough of the blah blah blah. Let's go, let's take the camera and let's go visit my grandmother. So here we are at the queen of sewing. So here is my grandmother. Right now, because she didn't want to really be in like the actual footage itself. So what I did was I just recorded pretty much all the hand motions and everything that she's doing to the pants itself. So what we're going to do is going to start off with the Ksubi denim just because it's a lot easier. I'm just going to show off the one pair just because the nudies are a lot harder to taper just because there's a lot more construction to it. So right now, she's actually getting rid of all the seams that are inside the bottom of the pants. So what she did was she flipped them inside out and take away all the seams. So right now, she's just going to rip it apart and deconstruct it. So after turning the jeans inside in again, so just back to normal, she's starting to cut away the side seam that is located on the outside of the jeans. So right now, she just grabs a pair of scissors. She was using a seam ripper, but it ended up being that it was a lot harder to use just because the actual seam was pretty tough, just because it's high quality garments, and she just uses the scissors and cuts away the seam just to whereabouts she wants the tapering to start and to finish. So this is the most important part, guys. This is where my grandmother actually pins the denim into how she wants to taper, or how I want to taper it. She's already done it on one side of the pants, so she's just lining it up to see whereabouts she can pin it and whereabouts she can finish. So from right there, she pins the top of the pants to where she's cut it just so it doesn't rip out. And from then on,
she starts to pin away and get to the taper ready to go, just so when she stitches she has a line to follow. Just to make sure, guys, that you always have to keep the pins straight. Do not have it curved, don't have it slopey or anything like that. Make sure it's straight, just because you don't want any seams, or when you actually do sew, you don't have it like all over the joint, because or else that's when it looks shit. This is the most important part, guys. This is actually where my grandma gets to stitching and to actually sewing. So what she did was she has the selector as B and the length being 3. I think the selector, if I'm not mistaken, is where you are halfway between a zigzag and a straight stitch. So what she did was she pretty much explained everything to me, but I always forget. So she always puts it on B just because it is a very tough fabric and it is a bit elastic as well, because it's got elasting in it. So with that being said, it does allow for stretch, does allow for a bit of stretch and mobility. So here we are, fast forwarding everything, just following the line, following the stitch and taking out the pins as she goes all the way up until the bottom. And make sure that you follow all the way through the bottom of the jeans, and don't forget to, when you do actually go to the ends of the jeans, I think that's what she does here. Yeah, it's what she does. She goes out, goes back in and does like a double stitch, if that makes sense. Man, I don't know shit about this. I'm just explaining as I go. Again, being the most important part, the next step is actually to cut away the excess fabric. I've learned a lot watching my grandmother actually do this, so I actually know a little bit, but not too much. But at this part, she is cutting away the excess fabric, and she does say to leave about 1/2 centimeter to 1 centimeter of fabric to where you are actually stitching. So you guys can probably already tell that there is the stitch already done. But what she does was she leave 1 centimeter away, just because you have to actually stitch up the garment itself. So make sure you have that. You make sure you have enough fabric at the end of your, where you made your seam or stitch, just so you can stitch it back up again. So getting back to the sewing, once again, she does change it all the way up to a C on the selector and length to a B. Length being because she's only going through one side of the fabric, so it's not a thick fabric she has to actually sew through. And the third being more zigzaggy, because it's going to be very, very stretchy and you have to have that zigzag mobility. So after that, she does stitch the whole way through and make sure to cuff the top, so all being the ends of the pants, just to give it a cuff to make it nice and clean and don't have like a raw edge or make it look shitty or anything like that, just because my grandma is a bit of a perfectionist. Last but not least, always put the selector on A and the length on 3 when you actually stitch or sew the cuff. So once again, my grandma goes inside the garments, or the jeans in this case, and sews away the inside of the cuff to give it that nice, clean, crisp look.
And we're back! Mate, you would not understand how much tapering these motherfuckers get, man. I would really like to give a massive thank you and shout out to my grandmother, my abuela. She absolutely killed it with both of these. It is absolutely ridiculous how much effort she put in and how, like, crazy amount of stacks that I get on both of these. You guys have already seen the clip of it. Here is the final product right there. Bam! This tapering is ridiculous. So it is about a 5-inch opening, just under 5 inches, probably about 4.75 or 4.8. It's, I mean, you can estimate to about 5. So for anyone that is curious and wants to get the stacks, you go to your alteration or to whoever does your denim for you, go in there and say, look, I want to get 5-inch opening at the leg, right here 5 inch, and I just want it to be really skinny from the knee down. That's all you have to do. Depending on what you guys actually want will differ from how much they will charge you. I will show you what the nude is in this case. That did require a lot more effort from my grandmother. You guys saw the before photo. It was a boot cut, it was a flare, it was probably like a 9-inch opening, like 4 inches. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot. 4 inches does require a lot, so my grandma did have to take away she'd have to take away length from the thighs to get it all the way down even, and look at that taper. That is crazy. Or like, it's far. I just can't stop smiling because of how much of a good job she actually did. So that is the end of the video, guys. Thanks again for watching. If you did like this video, go ahead and smash that like button for me. It would really appreciate it. It would mean a lot for me. And don't forget to comment down below what you guys think of the actual tapering and the stacks and everything. I hope you guys did get an understanding of how, like, you guys can incorporate this into your lives and incorporate all the tapering and stacks on your pairs of denim. Don't forget to follow me on Snapchat, rob.verdugo, because you do get to see the behind the scene footage of everything that happens and everything that goes on, because I did pick up 2 pairs of shoes, but you guys don't know exactly what it is, but you'll find it at the end of the month. Instagram is Verdugo Vibes and Twitter is Verdugo Vibes as well. I'm out, everybody. Peace.